Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one I've been very excited for. Round of 32 action, Mexico at the Azteca taking on Ecuador. Yeah, one of the great defenses in Ecuador, the greatest defense so far in the World Cup without conceding. Mexico going head-to-head here. It means a lot for these Mexican players and these Mexican fans playing at home. The third time the Aztecas hosted the World Cup finals. And a threat here, the chance probably more than the threat, of another knockout stage match at the Azteca if Mexico are successful today. That is all to come from this one here. We had an hour delay because of some poor weather. It's still sort of lingering around the arena. Hopefully, it won't interrupt any further. But the noise inside this arena and the jackets from the Mexicans are unbelievable. This is going to be feisty. You have a feeling about that. Two really solid defenses. Mexico probably come in as the less talented side, I guess you would say, into this game here, but the home crowd advantage, 70-odd thousand behind them. Some difference-making players in the likes of Alvarado and Quiñones, who I've talked at depth about so far in this tournament. But Ecuador have got, they've got the defensive solidity. They've got the players. Ordóñez, Pacho, Hincapie, Vite, Caicedo. That core of the side is so solid. There's their manager, Bechacheche. He has been inspirational on the touchline. Javier Aguirre for Mexico as well. Let's have a look at the lineups, though. Starting with Mexico, Rangel in goal. No surprise there. Gallardo returns at fullback. Vasquez and Montes, a great centre-half combination with Sanchez after his superb performance in the final match day, earning him a starting spot here in the knockout stages. Romo comes into midfield alongside Lira, and Gilberto Mora, the 17-year-old, gets the start in probably the biggest game in Mexico's recent history, a knockout stage game at home. Then the front line of Quiñones, Alvarado, and of course the legend Raul Jimenez picks himself up top. So very exciting times for the likes of Gilberto Mora, play alongside Eric Lira and Romo in midfield. And also for Jorge Sanchez as well, who I'll release my team of the week for match day 3 a little bit later today. He made my team of the week for match day 3 with his performance. So that is the side for Mexico. Some options from the bench for them include obviously Israel Reyes, Edson Alvarez, Luis Chavez, Figaldo, Vargas, Brian Gutierrez, Alex Vega, Armando Gonzalez, and obviously Santi Jimenez from the bench. For Ecuador, in goal is Galindez. Again, no surprises there. Franco at fullback alongside Hincapie at the left-back position. Ordóñez and Pacho play centre-half. It's Caicedo and Vite in that unbeatable midfield combination. Yaboa on the right. Angulo keeps his spot after his goal versus Germany on the left. And up top is Enner Valencia alongside Plata, who was the man that sent them to the knockout stage as that goal versus Germany. Sebastian Bechacheche on the bench has options like Perozzo, Paez, Preciado, Perez Estupiñán, Alan Minda, Jordi Caicedo, Kevin Rodriguez there to be brought on. And these two teams ready to put together a very exciting performance here. So Vasquez in the side next to Montes. No space for Reyes today, but I think it's probably their strongest combination back there defensively. Mexico yet to concede this tournament. Ecuador very solid in their group stage as well. So far only conceding 2 goals in the tournament. This is 0 goals conceded for Mexico. So we're underway here. It's 8 p.m. local time in Mexico City. And co-host Mexico play in front of this ecstatic Azteca crowd who have been on the edge of their seat now for another hour waiting for this one to kick off. But finally, we have Mexico and Ecuador. Mexico in their green from left to right. Ecuador in the yellow from right to left. It is a sea of green inside of this footballing coliseum. This beautiful footballing arena. And we have got one hell of a game to call here. Obviously, coming into this one, Ecuador with that massive victory in New York versus Germany on the final match day, 2-1. Plata's late goal there, securing them that victory and securing them a spot in the next stage. Mexico, perfect in their record in the knockout stages. Certainly in the group stages. Got a 2-0 win opening match day. 1-0 win versus South Korea. And then followed up with a domination of Czechia. So 6 goals scored, 0 conceded in the group stage for them. Ecuador only managed 2 goals scored, 2 conceded, but went through with 4 points on the board. Skipper Montes, a long diagonal ball. Look at the intensity already. Challengers flying in. And just trip their Platz up. Have a look there at Alvarado, who been a personal favourite player of mine. We have a look at Javier Aguirre, the Mexican manager. He's made a couple of changes, but relatively standard starting 11, which he's gone with for this one here. Yeah, Alvarado for me, one of my favourite players of the tournament so far. Such a creative, dynamic player for this Mexican side. Doesn't need many touches to make an impact on games of football. And they'll be looking for him to stretch the back line, whip balls into the box, and allow Raul Jimenez and Quinones chances to score. Out of the front three, Quinones and Raul Jimenez probably more of the goal scorers, but Alvarado's importance cannot be understated. Long ball. It's going to run straight out of play. Well read there by Chavez. Sebastian Beccacheche. So much passion shown in that final match. They've seen him run up to, I'm assuming, his family in the stands, jump over the fence to hug them. He's a man that rides every single moment. He paces up and down the touchline. Wants his team to be solid. That is their strength. The defensive solidity, structure. That is what they have in a plenty. Alvarado in the centre circle. Spreads it out wide left. That's where Gallardo is. The fullback was very impressive match day 1 as Mexico got that dominant victory over South Africa. Didn't play the final match day with some rotation for the Mexican side. This man did though, Chavez. Got in the score sheet. Kept that ball alive there. Gilberto Mora around the corner. Alvarado, Jimenez. Here is Gilberto Mora. What can the youngster do? Skips inside. Alvarado almost fashioned a shot away. Still could. Alvarado! Shot blocked away. Important intervention there. It was Donez in the way. Gilberto Mora wins the ball back from Vite. How many times this tournament has Vite been caught in possession? Quinones, he opened the scoring in this World Cup. Look at the energy from the start here. This Mexican side have only had 2 losses, I believe, in nearly 80 competitive matches in this arena. They are so hard to beat here. Alvarado into the little pocket around the corner for Gilberto Mora. He's just picking up little pockets so far. Slips that ball in. Cut back ball. No one got in the end of it. He was a leader. They got forward there. Surprisingly, how far forward he got to cross the ball in. But Gilberto Mora picking up so many dangerous pockets, almost playing as a winger early on here in the early 4 minutes or 5 minutes of this game. Gilberto Mora drifting inside now. Rolling one to Jimenez. The return ball for Gilberto Mora. Ball across the box. Well defended. Pacho getting the ball away. Ecuador already on the back foot early on here. That's a foul by Ana Valencia. And this is really, really energetic, dynamic football from Mexico. I think this is why Gilberto Mora was picked. He's obviously very technical, but the crowd lifts when he picks the ball up. Look at him. Attracts attention. Creative. Dynamic. And they've given him license here just to drop into pockets. Chavez, such an attacking fullback. Edge of the area. And Mora just got that ball over the crossbar. Here's that chance earlier, though. Oh, that's not it's the recent opportunity. The earlier chance, though, was Gilberto Mora and Lira linking up, little give and go in the little pockets there. But Mora, no one's going with him, and he's just dominating in the attacking regions. And with Lira back there and Mora, who are more defensively sound, Mora's allowed free space. It could be Gilberto Mora. Oh, hit by Jimenez. Oh no, so it was Romo. I got forward there. More of a defensively sound player, but he's on the edge of the D there. Ecuador, though, so open already. They just had to settle into this one. It's been a really, really energetic start for those Mexican players, and obviously the Mexican fans are right behind them here. Need to get the foot of the ball. Caicedo, Vite. Plata need to get them in possession early on. Ecuador have avoided defeat in 4 of the last 5 games versus their CONCACAF partners here in Mexico. And I want that run to continue. Mora around the corner. Sets a task for Romo. Ball in the box. Is that the turtle? And headed wide from Raul Jimenez. What a ball from Romo. What a bright start for Mexico. Gilberto Mora into Romo. Look at the whip on it. Whoa. And Ordonez could go nowhere near it. And once Raul Jimenez gets his head on it, I thought he scored. He loves those sort of positions. That somehow puts it wide. It got to hit the target. It almost glances off his head rather than heading it back to where it came from. But what a chance for Mexico. They've had 2 or 3 opportunities in the opening 7 minutes. Breathless first 7 minutes. Ecuador have gone nowhere near it. Wow. 70% of the ball for Mexico in the early moments. Javier get it. Almost frustrated that his team's not ahead here. They've made the bright start. Lira. How they're not 1-0 up, I will never know. Ball fizzed in. Quiñones. Touch for Romo. Headed on by Jimenez. Set the task for Gallardo. Franco, though, back well. That's a great little matchup there. Franco defensive on Quiñones and also shutting down Gallardo. And a rare loose touch there from Raul Jimenez. Had a very shaky start to this one. Ecuador here will look to just take time over this throw on any set piece they get just to take the sting out of this one. Yabawa gives it away. Here's the man at the back. Vasquez. Vasquez and Montes reunited defensively at the heart of defense for Mexico. Here is Chavez. Again, Gilberto Mora getting further forward on the right-hand side. Pacho has to go out and meet him. Great work from the Paris Saint-Germain centre-half. He just bullies him off the ball. But Mora stays in there. Fights hard. Look at Sebastian Beccacheche on the sidelines there. Applauding his players. Making sure their shape is correct. Hincapié taking his time here. They want to take every single second early on here. Take the sting out of this game. Take the crowd out of this game. Montes has had a play there. Hincapié gains a few extra yards. A throw towards Angulo. Here is the ever-present Moises Caicedo. Massive job today. The boos ring around as the ball goes to the back line here with Ordonez and now William Pacho, the back-to-back Champions League winner. Here is Vite. He's also very, very vital alongside Moises Caicedo. They will have to shield that back line. And more importantly now is keep possession. Keep Ecuador on the ball. Force Mexico to chase. I had to say that Ecuador will be safer in possession and better to be able to control the ball. But Mexico, when they're on the ball, will look more dangerous, I feel. Ecuador can work possession sideways and backwards, left to right. Ordonez got himself in a bit of trouble there. Pull up the line cleared. Yabawa does well to get out of trouble. Ordonez clears it as far as Chavez. Right to the far side here. Vitesse to keep it in play and does so beautifully. And has space to just compose himself. So 10 minutes down here. All the early running in favour of Mexico. But Ecuador finally got their foot on the ball. This is important for them. See it out to the 15th minute mark. Could be a chance here over the top though. Hincapié made the further run forward. Ball in the box looking for Valencia. Important intervention there by the skipper Montes. Angulo. Can he stand one up in there? Caicedo. Bit of defending here for Mexico to do after a very bright start. Franco. Yabawa. Franco again. Dinked in there. No one in particular on the end of that one. Well done, Gilberto Mora and Jimenez. And here they come on the break with Quiñones. And this is where he's dangerous. Mexico getting forward. Great backtracking And Caicedo brought down. That's the threat that Moises Caicedo, Vite have. They can get back so well. He does well there, Caicedo, to get the ball out of his feet and get tripped by Quinones. You can see it there, the two centre-halves, Pacho and Ordóñez, obviously of huge importance, but the way that Vite or Caicedo sit in, they become a three-back when they have possession. It allows Hincapié and Franco to push up the pitch, and you already see there, Franco playing ahead of Yeboah, who's a very, very dangerous dribbler. So is this man here, Angulo, more of a final third type player, but we saw versus Germany, presented, picked the ball up in deeper positions. Plata, Gilberto Mora getting a foot in there. Caicedo to Plata, who just missed his footing. He's a leader, a passionate, deep-lying playmaker. Leader went to ground. Foul by Angulo. Really good busting by Leader. That's what he brings to this side. A lot of energy. He is someone that can go with the likes of Vite, the likes of Moises Caicedo. And it's these type of players that you don't just find every other day. So it's a throw instead of a foul. Sanchez with a throw. The right back gets it back in play. Little flick around the corner from Alvarado, but too much on that now to play. Here is that early cross. Ramos' ball was fantastic. Had all the pace on it. Maybe too much pace. Maybe that's why Raul Jimenez lets it glance rather than actually head the ball. Because if he heads that back towards where it comes from, surely he scores past Galindez in goal. Ecuador take their time to get this ball back in. Galindez goes along, looking in the Angulo direction. Sanchez can just let that run through to the keeper. Rangel in goal. He sacrificed his position for a Ochoa in the final 15 minutes versus Czechia at this arena, and wasn't that reception fantastic when we watched that game? And that was a banana skin game for Mexico. Already qualified, didn't need to play well versus Czechia, but boy, they came alive in that second half. Great turn for Raul Jimenez, and plays through Quinones. Now Alvarado. Alvarado, right-footed shot, blocked away by Pacho, corner kick. Dangerous counter again from Mexico. All starts here with the turn. Raul Jimenez, he played through Quinones, and Alvarado would prefer that ball in his left foot to pick up the far corner. Instead, he uses his right. Has to smash it across goal, and Pacho gets an important foot in the way. But again, the ability to go from one end to the other, that's what Mexico possess. Ecuador will be more precise with their possession. Arguably more safe, but in terms of a turnover in possession or starting and playing out from the back, you know Mexico are going to go one way. That is forward, and that is quickly. So youngster Gilberto Mora over this one. Play short to Alvarado. They haven't gone near him, and that's a massive opportunity prevented by the referee. He's having a chat here with Franco. Doesn't like how he's defending against Vázquez. So Gilberto Mora again. Right-footed in-swinging ball to come. Look at the teenager produce here. It's low. Wasn't fully dealt with, so it comes out the way of Sanchez. Has his skipper Montes on the far right-hand side here. Vite out to meet him. Montes sends a deep floater in there. Hincapié deals with the initial ball. Gilberto Mora! Oh. Didn't look far away for the teenager. I thought that was in. Boy, how's the confidence of this kid? And Galindez has that full stretch. Oh, inches. Just inches. Oh. This kid's got a bit. He's got a bit about him. And Roma has the audacity to say, play me the football. But with the flows that Gilberto Mora's right in, fair play Javier Aguirre. No right to start a teenager in a game of this magnitude, of this pressure. But up he steps, and what a decision he made to get him in the starting 11. Pacho winning ahead of Raul Jimenez. Long area ball. Ordóñez has to sit under it. Heads away. Bit of head tennis right now. Taken down by Alvarado. Played inside. Moro, leader. Beautiful crossfield ping. Oh, just over hit by Quinones. That's one-way traffic right now. Now he's in favour of the Mexicans. Javier Aguirre on that touchline. Can't really see the... He's making the count as well. Love it. It's been a new thing for the managers to show on the touchline there. Anger with the counts. Gilberto Mora, a rare loose touch from him. Franco can shepherd that out of play. The number 19, what a superstar he's been. There's the stat, 62% possession in favour of Mexico, 35 for Ecuador and 3 in contest. They have had the large share of it, and they've had the large share of the chances. Turn for Plata now. Oh, beautiful footwork from Plata away from 2 challenges. Spreads the game to Hincapie on his left-hand side, and Gulo ahead of him. Oh, chance. Out of nothing, Yeboah. I thought the chance was dead. He ran into Montez, but, hits the upright. He just nutmegs. I thought he just ran into him. The keeper saves it onto the upright. I thought the chance was gone. Yeboah ran straight into Montez, and it just went through his legs. Talk about persistence from the number 9 for Ecuador. Wow. Talk about a back and forth start to this one. There is no defensive structure for either side. There is chances at both ends. Rangel has to be careful here. Romo. Montez. Mexico looking to play out here through the Ecuadorian press. Through now with Vazquez. He's behind Gallardo. Boo's ring as Ecuador back on the ball here. They've done well here to somewhat steady themselves after the early storm, the early Mexican avalanche of chances. Gallardo just overzealous there, and Yeboah, who hit the upright from nothing there. I really thought the chance was gone. I'd given up on the chance, but he stayed with it. Little nutmeg there on the skipper Montez, and almost something magical happening there. Now, Sebastian Beccacheche's remain with Enner Valencia up top, but he has looked like the weakest link, and in a game of this physicality and this speed, I can't imagine him lasting longer than 55 minutes. There's chances and players on the bench that can change this game. It's important for Enner Valencia that he throws his body around and be physical here in the early moments. That's a long over-top ball that Angulo read well. But fantastic backtracking from Sanchez. And the weather's played a good part in this one. It's made the surface very slick. And it means the ball's just skidding on beautifully. And when we thought it might be a cagey affair in the build-up, it's been anything but that. Really open, really front-footed. Ecuador throwing numbers forward. Mexico are playing some really, really beautiful flying football right now. Oh, Jimenez keeps it alive to his own detriment. And that's a foul, apparently. And Sebastian Beccacheche and the Ecuadorians saying, just settle down here. I don't know if that really was a foul. The linesman's called... It just shields him, and Raul Jimenez goes flying because he committed himself to it. And all of a sudden, everything kicks off. The benches are cleared. The referee's involved already. I think the linesman's not really helped that situation. Because it's not a foul. It's just 2 players flying for the football. And the referee's done well here just to calm down Romo, calm down the both benches. And he's saying it's a coming together. The bench is cleared very quickly. The Mexican bench, they were up in arms. And Sebastian Beccacheche just made sure that he let the referee know it was a coming together. Well managed, though, by the referee. He's going to have to keep his cool here in this coliseum of Mexican fans who are up for this one, and so is their team. Really could be 1-0 in favour of Mexico. Could be 1-0 in favour of Ecuador as well. They've hit the upright. Mustn't we forget. Yeboah Gilberto Morta's gone close. Raul Jimenez headed wide. But we're feeling like this is going to be a very similar outlook to the Portugal and Colombia game that, yes, may have been 0-0 through large periods and ended up being 0-0, but it was entertaining throughout. Alvarado got away from the Pacho challenge and feed through Quinones, and Quinones is in behind. Is he onside? The flag stays down. Quinones! Goal! Mexico have liftoff! And the Azteca erupts! And Quinones delivers again! He loves this arena! Wow! A Mexican rocket from Quinones! It's gone berserk! Wow! Listen to the noise inside the Azteca. Absolute bananas at the Azteca. Is he onside though? He's in his own half. It's going to be on. What's a ball? Those two link up again. Alvarado and Quinones. And look, you got Pacho backpedaling. No right, just whacks it. Whacks it to the near post. And it's too much for Galindez to stop. And after an enormous start for Mexico, they finally break through and find the lead. And Quinones has been the man of the moment for Mexico. It's Mexican madness inside the Azteca. What a finish. And this story for Mexico continues. One of the best counter-attacking sides in this tournament delivers another devastating counter-attack again. And the man from Saudi Arabia had a fantastic season. Does it again for his national team. Julian Quinones, remember the name. 1-0 Mexico after 23 minutes. And thank God to the delayed start. We don't have any drinks breaks. We can continue. And the energy can remain in this arena. How do Ecuador strike back? The boos, they get louder and louder. Plata. What a start to this one. Here is Angulo of Sunderland. Skips past Sanchez. Delivers something in there. Romo getting rid of that ball there. The box-to-box man. You'll see him everywhere today. Pacho. Angulo. Vite. Haven't seen much of him in the football so far. If Ecuador are going to get a positive result, they're going to get back into this game. Vite has to get more touches. Here is Yaboa. Caicedo. How the final is not being played in this arena, I will never know. This place is special. Special things happen here. Given away by Pacho. Even the two-time Champions League winner is feeling the pressure, feeling the intensity of this Azteca crowd. And what have I said all tournament long? Alvarado and Quinones, that partnership, that combination is deadly. Romo away from the challenge. Oh, and the referees paused the game. And he's sending players away here. They're not happy. What's happened here? I've got a hydration break. I thought we weren't going to have a hydration break. Wow. We called a stoppage for something of which I don't know. But we've got the drinks break. I didn't think we were supposed to have one here today, but we've got one. Short break, guys. A minute and a half break. It's all kicking off inside the Azteca. East Mexico 1, Ecuador 0. Quinones with the first goal. Short break, guys. We'll be right back for the second period of this really, really exciting first half. We are back from that stupidly timed hydration break. I think it's pissing down with rain. And somehow we've gained 8 seconds on the stream here. So we'll just adjust that one here. We'll just resync up. What a moment, though, for Mexico in front of this massive crowd. So I think the stoppage was because the referee got in the way of the Ecuadorian defender. So that's the reason why we're going to get a drop ball restart for Mexico. Because they did have possession. Fair play to the referee here. Referee today is Slavko Vincic, who's had a few of the big games so far, but he's done very well to keep this game under wraps. There's been a few moments that could have boiled over, but he's kept it under control. That's a ball for Raul Jimenez to chase in behind. And he's tripped himself over there. And he was tumbling for a while. It's tangling with Ordóñez. That's got to become a meme. It has to become some sort of clip. That is rare. I know it's a slippy surface, but it ain't cartoon slippy like Jimenez made it look there. Mexico fans continue to voice their support. They've come in their tens of thousands here today. They all camped inside the Ecuador hotel last night, banging drums and singing along, making as much noise as possible to put this side off their sleep last night. And Valencia, Alito won it back. The inspirational central midfield player to Alvarado, who got that assist for the opening goal. Alvarado caught by Vita, I think. Alito wants a card. Let's have a look here. It's actually Enner Valencia who follows and just stands on Alvarado. Well curled by the referee. So many limbs flying around in there. The winger, though, getting there first ahead of the centre forward. I know Enner Valencia is a legend for Colombia. Similar field to Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, where many are questioning his inclusion in their starting level. I question Enner Valencia starting for Ecuador. Just doesn't seem to be of any use, especially in a game like this. You need speed in behind. You need energy. Gallardo. Quiñones, the goal scorer. He just loves this arena, doesn't he? Man, his playground. Quiñones, little dink over the top. Gilberto Mora. I've seen a hell of a lot of him. Oh, look at the footwork. Gallardo. Well, no one really got the end of that one there. Jimenez blocked away from it. Hook clearance. And a chase on now. Montez rising highest. Winning that aerial duel. Angulo battling with Lira. Romo in there as well. Mexico just first those 50-50s right now. Oh, and Raul Jimenez over the top. Oh, and a poor clearance. And a slip by Ordóñez. Jimenez. Quiñones. Jimenez. Jimenez! It's dos for Mexico! To a quick time! And the goal-scoring legend of Mexico, Jimenez, adds a knockout stage goal to his already long resume. This place is going to explode. This might be his most important goal of them all. He's bagged so many for Mexico, but this is special. On home soil, in the Azteca, in a knockout game. Awful moment for Ordóñez, who gives it away, then slips, and then is nowhere near Raul Jimenez, who picks out the top right-hand corner. And it's Quiñones to set him up this time. Oh, pick that out. They are irrepressible right now. They are in a mood. And they're putting this Ecuador side to the sword. Look at the bench. And look at this side. Get around Raul Jimenez. He's so often been their hero. And he's finally got some support cast around him. And they're delivering big time here. Angulo. He skips past Alvarado and slips to Hincapié. And again, look for the quick response. It comes off Montes. It's going to be a goal kick. And the big number 9 delivers again. Second highest goal scorer now in the history of the Mexican national team with 47 goals. But I hazard to guess those 46 prior mean nowhere near the same effect as this one. This 47th in this arena, on this day, in this stage of the World Cup. It's deafening inside of here. And this is what happens when you're a host nation. This is what happens when you get the home ground advantage. It's been a real sort of back and forth start, but they've maximised their chances. And Valencia set the task by Hincapié. He gets on the end of it and wins a corner kick off Montes, the skipper in the way. Corner kick Ecuador on the stroke of the 33rd minute. Wow. What a start to this one. Ecuador reeling. This is the chance, though, just to calm the nerves, to get a response. This Mexican side, I don't know if people were down them or not, but there was more of a split crowd than I thought. And I thought it'd be a tight game, but the way they've shown their quality here, and this home crowd is lifted for them, shows the advantage of being that host nation. A lot of grappling in there. Gallardo and Valencia. Sanchez all involved in it. And I like what Slavko Vincic is doing. Just making himself be known. You muck around, you're going to find out here. They all cram in on top of the keeper, Arangel. Caicedo sends that in. Arangel, good punch. Out in the edge of the area, Viteas. Suckles that ball back. Angulo. It's a strange return ball. Really strange. The Mexican fans will let him know about that. Tell you what, 2 great finishes for these 2 goals. And surprisingly enough, it's really been that midfield and centre-half partnerships that have been poor and allowed this Mexican side to play through the press or the energy which Ecuador have supposedly shown. Sanchez got away from Angulo, but a foul's been called back here. I think it's Lira that's been fouled. So it's Alvarado. He's been chopped out and fouled upon many a time here in the opening 35 minutes. 35 minutes that is flowing past. How do Ecuador bounce back from this? I thought they weathered the early storm well. And then a beautiful counter-attack capped off by Quiñones. And then the individual mistake, an awful mistake by Ordóñez to give the ball away, then the slip, and then not man up on Jimenez, give them a second goal. 2 well-taken finishes. Nothing short of brilliant from those 2 goals. Gilberto Mora, Quiñones. Area ball. Pacho deals with it. Heads out of play. And normally I'm someone who says you need to get onto a side. You need to get it in their face. Ecuador have tried to do that today, but Mexico, the ability to play through, the ability to play direct is probably one of the best we've got here at the tournament. Obviously, France's counter-attack is the best in the world, but close second's got to be this Mexican side. Vázquez. Turned by Moro. Caught on it. Advantage played. Here comes Plata, who has got goals in his game. We know that. Plata away from one. Not away from the second, though. Referee not buying that. Ordóñez now to Piero Hincapié. He's had a busy old season for Arsenal. Champions League finalists. Winning the Premier League title. Moving across from Bayer Leverkusen, we achieved so much success there as well. Want to bring that success to Ecuador, but it hasn't gone their way from the start here. Angulo skipping inside of Alvarado and past Sanchez. Caicedo clipped by Quinones. Referee Vincic just making sure nothing kicks off here. And Quinones just tells Caicedo, just stay quiet. You're 2-0 down. So a chance to put this ball into a dangerous spot here by Moises Caicedo. Ecuador will send numbers up the pitch. Ordonez and Pacho both heading up there. Caicedo over this dead ball. Just shy of 30 yards out, but a chance just to loft one into the penalty area. Get a first contact to potentially pounce in this second ball. So Hincapie, Angulo, and Pacho all congregating towards that rear of the box. That's where Caicedo looks. Hincapie deep, but he'll never get there because that's out of play. Hands go up for Moises Caicedo, an apology. That's not his standard. What a finish from Al Jimenez. Just slices across that to get in the top corner. That's a proper centre-forwards finish. Yeboah into Plata. Didn't take it down nicely. That slippy, greasy condition probably playing a part there. Jimenez looked to roll the ball on. Kibote Mora, again, almost like a second forward. Remind me a lot of what Dennis Undav does for VfB Stuttgart, where he just operates off the centre forward, has a free license to pick up little pockets. Obviously, Kibote Mora, not the same clinical goal threat as Undav, but it's a very reminiscent role there. Yeboah, great take on this right-hand side. Quinones tries to come back defensively. Yeboah working some space. Fades to shoot. And shoots! Oh! Rangel! That's a massive save to keep his side 2 goals to the good. Oh, Yeboah. Brilliant. Just brilliant. That's heading the top corner. Rangel, through a crowd, saw it. Palmed it wide. But Yeboah, that's what he can do. Chop inside. Feints to shoot. Sits the defender down and goes again. And Moises Caicedo. Another chance for Ecuador to crowd the keeper. Oh, in that 6-yard box. Again, but because everyone's so deep, no one Caicedo can really deliver to. We saw that Morocco corner technique yesterday against the Dutch, where they just went low and hard at the near post. Achraf Hakimi always hitting a top spinner on the ball. I wonder if Ecuador can try something like that if they're going to cram the box there. Hitting over top spinner, overspin on the ball and try and get a nick. Caicedo to Angulo. Angulo with Sanchez backpedaling. Angulo still skipping inside Angulo. Sets it back. Important challenge for Alvarado getting back defensively. Mexico having to do a lot of rear guard action here. Back and forth this one. Momentum swings are plenty. And this is a good run from Angulo. Sets it back. A vital intervention though by Alvarado. Moises Caicedo over this corner again. They continue to cram in that 6-yard box, the Ecuadorian side. A lot of big bodies in there. Good delivery by Caicedo. Rangel again, though, with the important punch. Yeboah can come and get this through on the far right-hand side for Ecuador. Ball goes back. Franco. Caicedo. Here is Hincapie. Cross blocked away. And it skids on of the greasy serves away for another corner. So the 4th Ecuadorian corner. And 4 minutes before the interval here, they're just swinging momentum back in their favour. Can they get a scrappy, ugly goal here just to take something into this second half? Take the momentum into half-time. The worst time to concede, the best time to score. And they're just building something here. They want to maximise it. 2-goal differential into the interval is difficult. 1 goal, game on. Slavko Vincic watching carefully like a hawk. Angulo, near post flick. He's straight up in the air by Hincapie. And that'll be a goal kick for Rangel. So, crisis so far averted. by Sebastian Beccaceche's side. Here's that Yeboah chance. That little feint there, just to sit down Gallardo. And Yeboah got out of his feet and whips it. Maybe he could go a little bit further into the far corner. Wow. Really great reactionary save. Yeboah furious. Not much else he really could have done other than go really, really top bins. But the threat there is to miss it, obviously. How to play. Maybe an Ecuadorian goal kick. Look at that momentum chart. Dominant start for Mexico. Ecuador strike back. Mexico build again. And then at the end of that momentum for Ecuador, the first goal goes in. Then Ecuador strike back. And then Mexico come up with their own momentum. And they had a second. And now it's Ecuador's moment. It's been that sort of seesawing affair. But the clinical edge of Mexico, the home ground advantage, has undoubtedly played a massive impact in this game. Fighting for Alvarado. Great back heel to find Gilberto Mora. Leader. Oh, around the corner is beautiful for Mora. Mora. Jimenez. Over the crossbar. Jimenez and Mora have really built the great combination so far in this one. Oh. Link up. Alvarado. Romo. Mora. Jimenez. They're all just, it's one touch, two touch stuff, and they're stringing this Ecuador side all over the park. Caicedo looking to chop inside of Romo. He won the ball back though. Quiñones just showed too much there to Plata. How to play on the far side. It'll be a Mexican throw. Just forward of halfway. Nine attempts for Mexico. 3 to Ecuador. That one shot on target. Well saved though by Rangel. And they've had a shot come off the upright. Ay, Plata. Headed win there from Ordóñez. Mora wins the second ball though. Here's Alvarado, the ever creative. Now is Sanchez. Numbers flooding into the box. Who can he pick out? Edge of the area. Well hit, Mora! Oh! Skids wide though by Jimenez. Mora couldn't get a touch. Jimenez and Mora. Oh, he was on. Oh, he was on. Oh, it's a big chance missed for the youngster. If he had scored, this place would have erupted. I think he's on there though, Mora. That's a big, big chance. That goes missing. Long ball. Sanchez and Angulo competing. Angulo unable to keep that in play. Maybe a Mexican throw on this near right-hand side. And we're going to get probably 5 minutes of stoppage time, I assume. It is going to be 5. So 5 to be added on to the first 45. It's been an awesome, dominant start here for Mexico. They've taken their chances. They've been direct. Their attacking way to play through the press and play the counter-attack's been superb. Javier Aguirre cannot ask too much more of his side. Maybe to be 3 up if he have to be really picky. Sanchez goes to ground. Great tackle from Pacho, though. Sebastian Beccaceche and his side would love a goal here before halftime. To have some foothold in this game. Long from Galindez. Hold on from Plata to win that duel, but no one's there for the seconds. It's actually Quiñones that gets there first. Alvarado, his wide man partner, Quiñones, brought to ground by Franco, who's not happy and picks up a yellow card for his remonstrations. And Franco plays on the edge. He plays feisty. And it's a good thing, but he also needs to tone it down in this hostile environment. Doesn't want to overstep it here. That's what he does there. Just kicks through the back of Quiñones. He's got that goal and assist so far in this first 45. And Franco hasn't really gotten the better of him in this matchup. Sebastian Beccaceche still encouraging his side to get forward. They're going to commit with this almost suicidal press they've got going on here. Pacho wins that battle versus Jimenez. Second ball straight up in the air by Gallardo. One by Angulo. First touch from Ana Valencia. Got away from him. Look at Vasquez, though. Getting in to make that challenge. Hincapia. They've worked it from left to right here with Franco. Yeboah brought to ground. It's an easy foul. Quinones just fouling his opposite number out there. Oh, sorry, Gallardo fouling his opposite number out there. Gallardo, to be fair, has not really got the beating of Yeboah. Yeboah's bettered him so far, but hasn't got the goal or the output to show for it as of yet. Moises Caicedo, a set piece. Halfway through the 5 to be added on now. Chance to deliver something of note inside the box here. Numbers flood that area. And Moises Caicedo in there deep. Too deep. Again, another waste of a ball in by the Chelsea man. Precious seconds tick away for Ecuador in this first half, as their search for a goal back is surely going to go missing here. It's going to take a lot of fight, a lot of character, a lot of courage to come back from a 2-goal deficit in this arena versus this side. The football they're playing right now, it's almost be a superhuman effort. And that's just probably just to draw level. And that might take out of the side that Mexico might have the greater energy as the game goes deeper. Obviously, we have to find a winner today. Knockout stage football, there will be extra time or spot kicks if we're level after 90. Galindez sends out long. Vasquez, though, wins that aerial duel, heads it straight out of play, though, in favour of Ecuador in their own half. And Franco tried to gain a good 10 yards down that throw. Minute to go here in this first half. Quinones first, Raul Jimenez next. Ecuador have had their chances, to be fair, but the first half has belonged to the home side, Mexico. Chance that wide for Angulo. Probably looked the brightest of the Ecuadorian attackers. And Sanchez comes flying in with a sliding challenge. Sends it out of play. Another chance, though, for an Ecuadorian corner kick. They've gone with the exact same method every time of cramming the 6-yard box. Maybe they try something different now. And let Angulo actually whip a ball into a dangerous spot. Despite this game being delayed now, it feels like this 45 is flowing past. Last moment, last chance in the first half. Can Ecuador draw level? Draw a goal back. Or do Mexico go into the interval up 2-0? Vite short. Recycled to Angulo. Worked out. There's a danger here of halftime being called, and it is being called. They have not shown enough intent there. And that is fair enough by the referee Vincic. Listen to that roar. Mexico at home at the Azteca, making the perfect start to this knockout stage match. The round of 32 could not have started any better for them. They've been solid enough defensively, and Quinones and Raul Jimenez have gotten the score sheet to give the side a 2-goal cushion as they go into the major interval. It is Jimenez's 31st minute and Quinones in the 22nd minute, which means Mexico lead 2-0. Half-time here for the Azteca. A lot of work for Ecuador to do, and for Mexico, a lot for them to be excited about. Half-time here, short 10-minute break, and we'll be back for the second half very, very soon. Mexico 2, Ecuador 0. So then, ladies and gents, we are back for second half action. It was a mental first 45. It was breathless. We now are back for a second period of it. Ecuador, to be fair to them, really took it to Mexico throughout different periods. But Mexico's quality, too much in the end, and their clinicalness showed throughout. The countdown is on. Mexico carry a 2-goal lead here into the second half. And we get kicked off with Ecuador. They need to make a response almost instantaneously in this second half. They've made substitutions. I saw Preciado walking on. I have to double check who else came on alongside him. But they've got ground to be made up here. And they need to do it quickly. Medina and Preciado both on. So they placed Ordonez. He had a horrible first 45. And Franco as well. They've gone for this now. Angulo brought to ground. And the referee has told him to get back to his feet. Long ball. Header from Pacho. Straight back to Mexico. Here comes Quinones. Looks to set it to Gilberto Mora. Quinones, far side. A lot of space opening up here. Alvarado! Not far away. Not quite the finishing product from the wide man. I keep saying he's not the greatest finisher, Alvarado. But such a dangerous player in the final third. And his link-up game is what makes him so special for this Mexican side. So Franco on the yellow made way. Preciado will come on, I assume, as a wide attacking man. No changes, of course, in Mexico. They had probably the perfect start to the second half. Angel into Lira. Well played out there under the pressure of Vite. I think that's the vital player. Vite alongside Plata. They need to get those two more touches, as hard as that may seem, because the pressure right now from Mexico is fantastic. Two teams that are getting the opposition face, being physical, being aggressive. And the Ecuadorian side tried to go toe-to-toe to Mexico in the first 45, but too much space is in behind and in the channels. And the link-up game for Mexico was just unreal. It started with Gilberto Mora in the early moments. He started the trend, and his link-up with Jimenez got them out of trouble a lot of times and made them a threat going forward. Angola lost the touch there. Romo over the top. Our defender, though, being Capi, has gone central now. Great challenge in from him, but second balls again, won by Mexico. Quinones. Here is Alvarado. He'll search that left foot. Outside the football, looking for Raul Jimenez. That clearance has worked, but again, Enner Valencia can't take it down. Surprised he didn't go off at halftime. And Medina in the back of Gilberto Mora. Again, though, Gilberto Mora, the first touch, the quality on the ball. He looks like a player who's been playing the game for 10 to 15 years. He's barely a teenager. Here's Vasquez. I said it in the first half, the balls from Javier Aguirre to play such a young player on such a big stage, and again to start so physical and aggressive in Ecuador takes a lot. And he's got the reward for what he's chosen to do there. Like getting in the starting 11, and he's made an impact. Hincapia to his goalkeeper Galindez, who's already had the ball go past him twice today. Preciado went early there. Looked like a foul, but the referee allowed the game to play on. And in the end, it's Gallardo in the back there of Yeboah. So free kick, Ecuador. Here is Preciado. He's going to the right-hand side of this front line. Plata and Valencia stay central up top. And Angulo on the left-hand side. They've really gone all out for this now. They've sent a lot of numbers forward. It's going to be Vite and Caicedo sitting in front of Hincapia, in front of Pacho, in front of Medina. Everyone else is basically an attacker. Ecuador, just through sheer numbers, are trying to cause problems for this Mexican backline. Angulo central. Here is Vite. The boos continue to ring out whilst Ecuador are on the football. Yeboah just darting inside of Quinones and continues to run from right to left. Sets it to Hincapia. Angulo the furthest left. The Sunderland man feints the cross, continues with it. Sets the ball back to Hincapia. It's a great defensive rear guard here for Mexico. They've done so well in this tournament to get back in just sheer numbers and stop teams through committee. Plata, Preciado. Plata again. Edge of the area. Vite well over. Disappointing end to that build-up. But a much better, well-worked build-up play by the Ecuadorian side. But because of the sheer numbers, Vite has to take the shot on. There's really nothing else to find. They have crammed that box. It is a back four, but it feels like six there with the amount of numbers they've got and how they cram the box centrally. There is Edson Alvarez going to warm up. Maybe bring on some fresh legs for Moro in midfield. Alvarado got the ball of his feet beautifully. And nicked on by Mora. Sanchez flying in for second balls. Hincapia. And he felt the pressure and the footsteps of Raul Jimenez and just tapped that ball out of play. Bright start here in terms of their defensive shape and their counter-attacking play for Mexico. It served them so well in the first 45. The electricity of this crowd just enough to keep them pushing here. Little chip inside. Gilberto Mora couldn't fashion a shot. Blocked away in the end by Hincapie. Clearance as far as Montez and off. Diagonal ball from Quinones, just out of his reach. You feel like it might be a mistake for Mexico to just hand Ecuador a goal back in this game. They'll take it definitely. As Pache's put under pressure here. Gets out of trouble. Finds Moises Caicedo. Rolls that ball down the line to Preciado. Superb little back heel. Here comes Yeboah. And Valencia trying to time his run. Think he stayed on here. Back post is on. And Valencia, what a waste. What a waste for Valencia. Offside flag. He has to go. Get him off. Jordi Caicedo comes on for me. Or Rodriguez, who I thought was really good when I last watched him play. Can't keep him on. He's just a liability for this Ecuadorian side. He has been all tournament long, to be fair. He's past his peak in Valencia. And in this game where you need the intensity to be there, he just can't match it. There's Gilberto Mora. He has literally been everywhere going forward for Mexico. Bruce ring out again. Ecuador in possession. Vite. More of a safe start here from Ecuador. They had this at periods of the first half, but they had long sessions of possession. But again, they struggled to do anything with it. You see that back line there. How well protected it is centrally. Lira drops in as almost like a third centre half, and it makes it a back five with Romo protecting and shielding. And Quinones comes very narrow as well. It's going to take a lot of incision to break down his Mexican side. And if you've got challenges like that from Quinones, oh, it gets unlucky. The ball double deflects off him. It's going to be hard to break him. Because as much as they sitting in here and look solid, they also come out and the midfielders and attacking players get a foot in. It just feels like Ecuador have no time whenever they get in the final third. Lay off Angulo. Yeboah. He was going to play a foul, but advantage played in favour of Mexico. Alvarado coming forward. He's got 3 yellow shirts. Ends up trying to do too much there. Both men down right now. Yeboah and Romo. Romo getting in there ahead of Yeboah. Great work defensively, Romo. The proper box-to-box man. They've picked him for his legs, I think, over Edson Alvarez. And how he can work in that midfield both ways. Edson Alvarez, obviously, a very great shielder, but you got Lira there. No need to have 2 of them in there. So Javier Guerra has made some massive calls this World Cup, and leaving out a player like Edson Alvarez of that type of ilk and quality takes a lot of balls. So how do Ecuador break through? 10 minutes into the second half. They've avoided Mexico getting on top, but they also haven't found a way through themselves. Great diagonal ball. Plata takes it down beautifully. Angulo is the furthest left here. Just darting inside for the moment time. Cross goes in. Valencia blocked away by Vasquez. And sent away by Montez. Really well defended there by Vasquez, who was tight end of Valencia. Vite. Angulo. Sanchez very tight to him. Has been tight to him all game long, to be honest. Angulo again. Ecuador trying to fashion a chance here. Moises Caicedo. Boos continue to ring as this extended period of possession here for Ecuador puts Mexico under the cosh. But Mexico are looking impenetrable right now. Very comfortable in their shape. And just forcing Ecuador left to right. It needs a pass. It needs a moment of magic from somebody. Is it Vite? Is it Caicedo? Is it some skill from a player like Plata? Preciado's furthest right now. Hincapie. Angulo can get the ball out of his feet here. Not enough movement off the ball right now for Ecuador. You need some constant movement to break down this block. Look how compact they are. The front line to back line, probably maximum of 10 yards, probably 5 yards in between them right now. So skinny in the fact that there's no depth to his defensive shape. There's width, but the depth isn't there. So it's going to take something special to get that pass in between those two lines. And that's what Ecuador are looking for. Patient build-up. Hincapie tried something. Medina. Now Angulo from the left. Feints the cross. Sends it back to Hincapie. Now Mexico coming out with some pressing energy. And Gilberto Mora got a touch in there and broke up Angulo's pass. The youngster getting away. And well done to avoid the first challenge, then being brought down by Hincapie. Subs time. And off comes Gilberto Mora. What a display from the youngster. Another young superstar, Brian Gutierrez, comes on. Talent everywhere you look in this Mexican side. He's going to become a hero around these parts. You feel Gilberto Mora. And finally, Ana Valencia makes way. And he's going to be Kevin Rodriguez on. So 3 of the 5 substitutions made now for Ecuador. Lofted ball in. Kevin Rodriguez already involved. First touch is to hold the ball up. But that pass is loose. It's behind Yaboa. Shows too much to Quinones, and Mexico come away with it. Vasquez back to Arayes in goal. Shoving the back there from Brian Gutierrez on Pedro Hincapie. Need this response and need it now. Ecuador. 1 before the 68th minute, probably, to give this side a chance. And then you've got 20 minutes to try and score a second to get level. That's got to be their mindset now. Next 10 minutes, score a goal. Then you've got 20 minutes to score a second. Now that's a good ball over the top for Angulo. Will the ball sit up? No. Greasy conditions. Not playing in his favour there. Ball forward. Flipped on by Raul Jimenez. Quinones chasing the second ball. Hincapie got rid of that. Yeah, play for a Mexican throw. They have really done well here, Mexico, to just withstand and repel the Ecuador pressure. Not that it was very telling. It was more side-to-side possession. But again, it's all credit to this Mexican back line. Yet to concede at the tournament so far. 8 goals scored with no response. That is a sign of a dominant team. Raul Jimenez just pushing Pacho off the ball there. And that's been the most impressive thing for me in this tournament. Mexico's defensive solidity and structure. We came to this one thinking it'd be cagey, like it sort of has been here in this second 45. But Mexico have done the hard yards earlier. They've done the hard work, scoring those opening goals and getting in the ascendancy. And now they can control the game. Now they can sit in and use these home fans and the adrenaline to keep them going. So Brian Gutierrez joins Raul Jimenez in that sort of front 2. With a bank of 3 and then 5 behind that. So it's a 5-3-2 with Lira dropping in to the defense. Ecuador under a lot of pressure anytime they get near that final third. Players slipping everywhere. Angulo looks a dart past Gallardo. Another slip there. Ball in the box. Just behind Rodriguez. Ball's gotten rid of though. It wasn't Gallardo, it was Alvarado who slipped over. And Angulo, just wrong footing the winger. Just behind Rodriguez, who also slipped, to be fair to him. Preciado. Yeboah. Trying to disguise one in behind for Plata. Not cut off the disguise that we saw earlier today where Michael Elise made it happen for France. Preciado and Gallardo coming together there. Referee's having a talking to. Another warning there from the referee. Don't want to pick up a silly yellow here, especially if Mexico want to go deep in the knockouts and go deep in this tournament proper. You need to be careful with the yellow cards. Don't take too many too early. Save them up for the bigger games, 16, quarterfinal. You carry one into the semi-final as well. And they're going to play here again if they get the victory. They'll get to a quarterfinal potentially without leaving home. And that's going to be massive, which is weird considering they're hosting the tournament, that they'll have to go to the US and finish the tournament off there. Caicedo to whip a ball in. Quinones got a touch on it. A touch at centre behind for a corner kick. Ecuadorian fans can't bear to watch. Is this their chance? Is this their moment? We're 3 minutes into those 10 I was talking about. They need to score one of these moments. There's going to be Vite. He's left-footed in swinging delivery. Again, well dealt with by the Mexicans at the near post. Rodriguez just crowded out there. Preciado lost one towards that far side and too heavily hit and out of play for Angulo. And that's been their shortcoming today, Ecuador. It's very reminiscent of what they did versus the Ivory Coast, where they did look dangerous in moments. They did have some chances. They looked good in possession. But that final pass, the final ball, the difference-making ability was not there. They've only scored 2 goals this tournament so far. And you're seeing that lack of goal threat in this game. Ball in behind. A lot of space. Brian Gutierrez in behind. Numbers joining him. Quinones on the edge. Try to pull it back to him. Capia got in the way. And crisis averted there for Ecuador. They remain in this one. 30s night, you feel. Preciado. Caicedo. Got to keep flooding numbers forward. Capia. Angulo. Second half, that's 73% possession to Ecuador. Only the .03 XG created. 2 shots in favour of Mexico to 1 to Ecuador. So despite all that ball, all that possession, all that building, they yet to really fire a shot here in this second half. Look at their stats there. 12 shots to 3 in favour of Mexico. 2 attempts on target to 1. Both those attempts on target have found the back of net for Mexico. They've been clinical. They've been deadly. They've been dynamic on the counter. Mexico have not been able to go with them. Preciado. They're going to slip one in behind for Plata. Unable to find him. Lira. Gutierrez. Lira again. Limited touches, but impact large for Lira. Montes through the lines. Alvarado. Copped a knock for his hard work. Ball being thrown in behind for Quinones. Numbers joining. Trying to thread one through to Brian Gutierrez in the box. It's behind off Pacho. It's going to be a Mexican corner kick. Alvarado again. Wearing one there for his defensive work. Raul Jimenez pumping up this Azteca crowd. You don't need to do that. They're already out of their seats. Wouldn't this just be thematic? Dominant possession for Ecuador, but it could concede one here from a set piece. A moment out of nothing. That is what Mexico have done so well in this tournament. They have maximized any chances they've got to go forward and found the back of the net at will at times. Outswinger from Alvarado. Back post to the target. Oh! What a save. Montez, the skipper, denied by Galindes. Reaction right hand. Oh. No one went with the skipper. Galindes did so well to shift his weight the opposite way and get a strong right hand to that. And he keeps the game in reach. Alvarado again, another outswinger. Again a header! Oh! And Montez wide. Two big chances in quick succession for the Mexico skipper. Another easy run at the ball. No one goes with him. Actually, it might be Vasquez got it ahead of Montez. It is. And there's a save by Galindes, reactionary palm over the crossbar. All those corners in the first half for Ecuador, they didn't make anything anywhere near as good as those last two corners for Mexico. And on that note, we got a hydration break. It remains 2-0. Ecuador have had a lot of possession, but nothing done with it. And Mexico have had the best two chances of the half. As we go into the final break before the end of this one, Mexico 2, Ecuador 0. Short break. We will be right back after this hydration break. So then we are back with action here from the Azteca. Mexico have two substitutions ready. I think it's Santi Jimenez. I saw that now. I can't see the other one, so to wait and see. That's going to be made after this restart. 20 minutes to go. Ecuador didn't do as I said, which was score a goal by the 70th minute. They're going to have to score two in here in the last 20. So time is on the clock here for Ecuador. That's a route one ball, and Yan Angulo's going to race and rope it in. Well done from him. BT. Boo's continue to ring out as Ecuador possess the ball. As we have discussed, 70% of it in the second half, but have only created one shooting attempt on goal, and it's a blast over from Vite. They've created 0.03 XG. That sums it up really for them. Hasn't really been good enough yet. They need a moment of magic or a howling mistake. That's the only way in for them right now. But when one goes in, two might follow. Yeboah, he was so close in the first half. Vite, again, only just numbers standing still in the box. Well done by Vasquez. He got a good foot in. It's been put behind. It's going to be a corner kick for Ecuador. Really good boy from Capia as Rodriguez looked to get him behind there, but Vasquez again in between Rodriguez and the ball. Another corner for Ecuador. They work this one out towards the edge of the area. Ball went deep, back post. Oh, Vite was there, I think. Was it Vite or Plata? Montez has gone down holding his head. They have to bring a stoppage here. Bit of a whack of the post on his forehead there. Or not. Nowhere near it. So Romo and Raul Jimenez make way. Santi Jimenez and Vargas come on to keep this 2-goal cushion, or to potentially extend this lead to 3. The legend, Raul Jimenez, to make way. On comes Santi Jimenez. With 17 minutes to go just to see out this result for Mexico. Javier Aguirre has made some very, very smart substitutions so far. Bran Gutierrez on, obviously earlier, now joined by Vargas and Jimenez. The midfielder and the attacker come on. Great hold of play from Gutierrez, but that pass overhit. Unable to find Quinones. And that 6-match win streak for Mexico looks like it's going to become 7 here. And looks like they're going to continue this perfect run of this World Cup. No goals conceded. And continually winning games of football. Long diagonal. That's dangerous. Here's a chance. Is that in? No. Oh, Rodriguez. Oh, a beautiful diagonal. Great chest control. And they were caught out with one ball there. Mexico. And maybe the chest control, it was great, but it took him way too close to the keeper. And Rodriguez, maybe has to use his left foot, doesn't trust himself, and puts it wide. They've only scored 2 goals this tournament, Ecuador. They're going to have to score 2 goals in 15 minutes here to save this game. Well, look, I wrote off Morocco yesterday. And look what happened there. Now, the keeper is down here. After Rodriguez follow through and did Rangel on the way through. Now, if he's going to go off, there's only one man for the job, you'd think. Collected in the hip joint there. Good to continue, though. So, no need for a Choa just yet. Another 80,000 people cramming into this cathedral. Full house again here at the Azteca. No reason why it wouldn't be. Oh, great flick on by Quinones. Santi Jimenez picked up the second ball, but not tackled there by Incapia. Santi Jimenez, who might have to fight for his spot now that Gonçalo Ramos has joined AC Milan and has to fight for a spot under new manager Ruben Amorim. Header flicked on. Ball to chase here. Rodriguez as well. And a whistle for a foul. Shoving the back there. Is there much in that? Oh, wow. There's nothing in that. I thought it was worse than it actually was. Vasquez didn't even appeal. They avoid an awkward moment there. Mexico has more precious time ticks away for Sebastian Beccacheche and his Ecuadorian side. They need to be very, very sharp in the final third now if they want to get a positive result. Here he is, Lira. Back to Sanchez, the fullback, and now with the keeper. Sanchez. And the corner. Somehow that ball deflects back to Sanchez. Here's a time. Kendrick Paez, Jordi Caicedo. Two more forwards, two more creators on. They're throwing caution to the wind now. Ecuador. It's now or never for them. The sub's not made just quite yet. The foul by Capia on Santi Jimenez, and Caicedo is furious. They thought Santi Jimenez went to the ground too easy. Again, though, the Mexican player wasn't actually remonstrating with the referee. The referee's made that call on his own. So here's going to be Yeboah, and it's going to be Angulo off for Jordi Caicedo. And Kendrick Paez. They've made all their moves now. Medina, Preciado, Kevin Rodriguez, Jordi Caicedo, and Kendrick Paez are on. Mexico to bring on Orbelin Pineda. And number 15, the big centre-half, Reyes. Just to see out this game now. So Quinones, the hero of the Azteca, the goal machine around here, comes off. And comes Orbelin Pineda. And it'll be Alvarado, the attacker, off as well to allow another defensive player on in Reyes. Just to shore up this side now. They're going to go to a back five. It'll be Reyes, Montes, and Vasquez with Sanchez and Gallardo as the wing-backs. And Santi Jimenez will play alongside Brian Gutierrez in the forward regions. Last 10 here for Ecuador. Long throw. Battling away in there. Ball's going to fall away. In there. Hard gas. Flick around the corner. Dispossessed there, Sanchez. Plata. Great footwork again from him. Foul picked up there. There is Alvarado. Another solid game from him. Not quite in the goals today, but dangerous nonetheless. Ecuador now. Do or die. Goals will go home, basically, for them. After all that emotion to qualify for the knockout stage, the second time in the nation's history. A great comeback versus Germany. They're going to need that comeback in quick time here versus Mexico. They're going to need 2 just to draw level. And 2 is what they've scored in the whole tournament. In 270 minutes, that's all they've managed. They're going to need 2 in 10. Capia trying to find some space and whip a ball in. Sanchez the block behind for a corner kick. And Capia goes quickly. Ball into the box. Rodriguez rising in there. Comes out as far as Caicedo. Recycled ball in. Too easy. Rangel comfortably claiming that one there. And remains 70% possession, 0.4 XG. Only one big chance created here for Ecuador in this second half, but still getting outshot by the Mexican side, despite only having 32% possession, 4 shots to 2. That's your story. Solidity after dynamic and energetic and a clinical first 45, a proper rearguard action in the second 45. And after this team was being booed in the first match in this arena versus South Africa for not taking the game on, they are getting cheered aplenty here for their defensive work today. Some more cheers for Ecuador in possession. So Mexico now will be one of 2 teams, I believe, that are yet to concede. Unless they concede here. No, foul. Jordi Rodriguez flying too early. There'll be one of 2 teams that yet to concede the tournament. They'll join Spain, who obviously yet to play their round 32 tie. Just feels inevitable now for Mexico. They are so close for this one. Could have just not had that ability in the final third today. They've not had enough end product. A lot of sideways, a lot of backwards type possession, but nothing incisive, nothing dangerous. Nothing that's made Mexico second guess themselves. Plata and Yeboah have tried, but outside of some rare chance in the first 45 and a lot of just possession in the second 45, they haven't really made a real footing in this game. And Mexico have probably done it quite easy in terms of defensive action. Again, another ball in, tonight in particular. Well headed away by Vasquez again. Second ball to be won. And Santi Jimenez foul by Vite. He hasn't been able to get in control of this one here. Solid again, Mexico. And first again to those 50-50s. Santi Jimenez taking every second he can here. Being down. More seconds off the clock. Precious seconds. It's CONCACAF who's going to get the better of the South American outfit. Again, though, Ecuador come back the other way. Hincapié's ball. Sanchez in the way of that one. Caicedo. Another dinked-looking ball. But again, the centre-halves are in the way. Caicedo pulls it wide. Another chance missed from Ecuador. But again, it's not really, again, a dangerous ball or a ball that has any meaning behind it. It's just sort of a ball hit and hope. And luckily, the second ball was won by Moises Caicedo. But when he's in that position, just pulls that chance wide. Sebastian Becker-Cheche has done everything he could. He's done all the attackers he can on. This side just cannot produce anything in the final third today. Not their day. Vargas away from trouble. Vasquez puts him to touch. Look at the match momentum. Yes, momentum in favour of Ecuador in the second half, but if that momentum could speak, it would say it's not dangerous. Oh, loose touch there. One back though. Ball sent in behind for Santi Jimenez. Hincapié over to marshal him. And Hincapié's foot in. Wins that ball back off Jimenez. Preciado gets a return ball. And he can march on the substitute. Preciado again. Another wasted ball forward. Oh, gee. Rangel almost playing himself into trouble. Can't lax off now. Don't even give Ecuador a sniff. If you're Mexico. Vite, Hincapie. Where's this guy Sado now? He would be the man you'd think to make something happen, but he's been very wasteful as well. It's sort of been that afternoon. Have they got another trick up their sleeve, though? Is that inspirational motivation going to continue? Crossfield pass. Looking for Paez. Well dealt with, though, by Gallardo, who's never truly beaten a 1v1 battle. The Mexican fans in fine voice here. The passion on display. The echo of screams and shouts of Mexican fans inside this Azteca Stadium. Long throw. Doesn't end up in anything. Gutierrez just to come away with it. Important touch by Vite. Tries to reverse the pass around the corner. Sanchez can't get away with it, though. Ball remains with the Ecuadorian side. Ball fizzed in to Jordi Caicedo. Comes out as far as Paez. Couple nicks there. And behind, there's a goal kick for Mexico. They keep trying these little dink balls from a very straight angle. It makes it very difficult to receive and also make anything of it if you're central. Great call by the ref there. It's come off. Rodriguez there centrally. They've never really got it wide and or to the angle, the 45 degree, and whip the ball in there. They've done it from almost straight on top of the D. It's a really strange angle to whip a ball in from. Hincapie on the left. That's a dangerous ball. No one going to touch on that one. Preciado. Another ball in. And a chance again. Rodriguez can't get up for it. Hincapie keeps it in play. The Arsenal man. Sanchez going with him. Straight hand caught Hincapie, but nothing in that. And Lida and Hincapie having words with each other there. Passion, fight on display there. Hincapie flicks it in there. Chance falls away. In the box in there. Rodriguez can't get his feet sorted. And away come Mexico, but Vite got a foot in. Didn't get the ball though. Santi Jimenez and Pacho 1v1. Is this the dagger? No, what a challenge from Caicedo. Beautiful 1v1 work. The out ball for Preciado. Keeps it in play down the line. But the ball went out. Gutierrez on the right of Gutierrez. If he waited for the pass, might have been the better option. In the end, tries to get Pineda. And somehow, with back to goal, Caicedo gets an important touch in there. Really good defending from the Ecuador and Chelsea midfield player. Mexico fans wanted the penalty. Asking a little bit too much, though, of that referee. Seven minutes to be added on. So 4 on top of the drinks break. It's probably a little bit generous to the Ecuadorian side. Ecuador come forward again. Another floater forward. No first contact and really comfortably chested back by Gallardo, and Rangel dives on it. So more precious seconds will tick away for Ecuador. Closer and closer Mexico get to a round of 16 appearance and a knockout stage victory inside of the Azteca. These Mexican fans have been unbelievable all day long. And they're going to get reward for all their support today. As Gallardo comes over to take this throw on the left-hand side. Mexico, 6 minutes of stoppages left between them and a round of 16 tie. And a round of 16 tie, which they all believe that they can cause problems in. because they've been so hard to break down. And they've been so dangerous going forward. Here's Lira. A chance to wrap it up. Oh. The curler goes wide. Pineda not too far away. Great whip on that effort. Looking for that top right corner, but couldn't find it. Long ball from Moises Caicedo. Fell the way of Jordi Caicedo. And Capia. Preciado's ball blocked. Every chance they've got to whip something in, it's not been of quality. Pineda turns. And Pineda brought down. Beautiful work from the number 17. It looks like Mexico will await the winner of England and Congo tomorrow. And they'll have another game here in the Azteca, which will await them. And if they somehow get the better of England or Congo, then they'll have to do the rest in America. Miami in a quarter. Atlanta in a semi. And then New York in a final. Santi Jimenez and Incapia having it coming together there. Incapia playing on the edge now. Frustration building. Santi Jimenez has seen the mouth covered. And this could end really poorly for Ecuador. And we saw this. Yeah, he's covered his mouth. He's gone. Hincapia is gone. He'll be gone here. Red card. We saw this from Miguel Almiron for Paraguay and Turkey. He's going to go. He is going to go. And this is going to be a very, very disappointing end to this match for Ecuador. They're going to end in 10 here. Hincapia boiling over, his tension boiled over, his emotions there. And he's gone right to his ear as well. It's not like he's even covered his mouth from a mile away. He's approached his ear, covered his mouth. He's gone. That is stonewall red. And the modern rules, that is the easiest red card you're able to give. And there it is. Hincapia's gone. Hincapia just lost his bottle at the end there. The manager, the support staff trying to get around him here. They know these rules. They can't do that. You can't cover your mouth anymore. Look at the camera. The camera's shaking. This place is bouncing. Number for Angel. So a bad night's got even worse, especially for Pierre Hincapia. And they'll be taking a flight home tomorrow. Ecuador. Maybe even tonight. The way things are going. Get out of Mexico. Here's Santi Jimenez on side here. No flag yet. Coming together there with Vite. And Vite struck down on Santi Jimenez. I think the referee wants to get out of here. I think we should wrap this one up. It's just going to descend into a bit of chaos here right at the end. The arm comes down by Vite on Jimenez. Childish stuff here. Right at the end. Long ball. Can Ecuador find something here later on? No. Foul by Jordi Caicedo. Montez again, the skipper, doing fantastic work. Rising, putting his body on the line. And in the end, getting tunneled by Jordi Caicedo. And now they're seconds away. I don't think the referee had any more time on to stoppages here. Mexico fans in song, in hymn now. Here's a celebration right now for what this side has done. They've gotten to the round of 16. And that next round in the Azteca is going to be different. It's going to be emotion and passion filled. These fans, the joy visible to see. Waiting for the whistle now. And this Mexican side doesn't lose at the Azteca. They haven't lost here at the tournament so far. 3 games played here. 0 goals conceded. 3 wins. The last team to go 4 games without conceding a goal was Italy at their home World Cup as well. Late chance by Caicedo. He picks up a yellow card. They just look destined to be an absolute handful in the round of 16. They could go to the quarters. If it's England or if it is DR Congo behind me, it's a 50-50, to be honest. Because this place, you saw today, an Ecuadorian side that was so good versus Germany, couldn't settle, couldn't get going, couldn't get their game style working. It's very hostile. It's hard to play in. We're going to keep playing here. Caicedo gives the ball back to Montez. Dink to Pineda. And that is then that. Mexico are through to the round of 16. And they have won a knockout game here. Look what that means to everyone in the Azteca. The home host story has another chapter. It was an irresistible, energetic, rampant first 45 in which they scored twice. In the rain, it was the Mexicans that came out fiery and ready to go. They held on second half. Ecuador, as much as they tried, could not break down this Mexican rear guard. They are yet to concede at the tournament. They have scored 8, conceded nothing, and have won 3 from 3 at the Azteca. And they'll play here again in the round of 16 with DR Congo or England to face them here. It's the end of the road for Ecuador, but it's the start of a potential memorable journey for one of the co-hosts. Mexico get it done. Beautiful, dominant on the night. And they have another story to tell, another chapter to write in this FIFA World Cup. It ends Mexico 2, Ecuador 0.